When I was growing up, I wanted to be either an engineer or a soldier.
I don't suppose I had a particularly career aspiration, if I'm honest.
So when I was at school, the subjects I enjoyed most were the hands-on subjects such as woodwork and metalwork.
Like the idea of going to work and learning at the same time, and so engineering kind of bubbled to the top.
Some of the subjects I studied during my career have included obviously STEM subjects, so the core English and maths.
During my apprenticeship, we did a day release at a local technical college.
When I joined the army as an apprentice, it came with an educational program as well.
I kind of think of learning in two ways. There's the vocational study, which you do to develop your technical expertise.
You actually learn at different stages of your career, and as you learn at those different stages, your qualifications progress.
The theme is to continually look for new challenges and opportunity, often driven by personal curiosity and professional desire to develop, linked with how an organisation might want to grow and develop as well.
I was an apprentice armourer, so I worked on weapon systems. So for the last 14 months of the apprenticeship, you're learning all about the inspection and maintenance of small arms and machine guns. I actually found out about it because I'd been interested in joining the army, and a friend of mine was in the later stages of joining up, so I actually went down to the careers office with him and sat an aptitude test, and the aptitude test actually opened up the doors for me for the technical trade that I wanted to do.
My first job was as an apprentice with a company which is now defunct, unfortunately, called Peerless Pumps Limited, which were based on the River Thames at Brentford. As part of that interview process, I had to take a test at an engineering organisation. Peerless Pumps saw my results and they liked what they saw. They saw I did well in the competence assessment. And so they invited me for an interview, and pleased to say that they offered me an apprenticeship on the spot, actually, on the same day, which was brilliant.
The challenges at the early stages of my career were obviously joining the army. It was a different lifestyle. It was very regimented. There was lots of rules to learn and follow. But the great thing about being an apprenticeship is there's usually someone who understands exactly how to do it. So not only have you got the instructors helping you, but you've got your other classmates helping you and assisting you along as well.
There's a kind of nervousness about not knowing what exactly you're going to be doing, because it's an apprenticeship. Would I be any good at it? Would I be successful? It's quite a cultural shift in how you interact with people and so on. Don't undersell yourself. Be enthusiastic and you learn a lot of resilience.
The highlight of my career is each role I have is at a higher level with more responsibility. I get to mentor and coach junior members of staff to make sure that we have the next generation of health and safety professionals ready to step up when us older professionals are reaching towards the end of our career.
Getting through my apprenticeship, great. Really pleased that I did that, and with the qualifications, and it actually kick-started a kind of 20-year part of my career.
The pinnacle of my career is actually the role I'm in now as the Health, Safety, Security and Wellbeing Director on Lower Thames Crossing. And I think anyone who wants to be involved in civil engineering wants to be involved in a project like Lower Thames Crossing.
Sometimes it's easier to gain promotion by moving from organisation to organisation rather than staying in one organisation. And so I suppose that was something I'm really pleased with.
A summary of my career is I finished my 2-year apprenticeship at the end of 1986 and did a short equipment course before moving out to Germany. And I joined my first unit as a Class 3 tradesman. Quickly was on tour over in Canada. I did a long exercise over there that actually gave me the knowledge I needed to achieve my Class 2 status. And then I did an operational tour in Northern Ireland and was lucky enough to be selected for promotion to Lance Corporal. 2 years later, and another promotion to Corporal, I moved to one of the Army's second line workshop units. I deployed on a tour to Bosnia. Great experience over there. When I came back from Bosnia, I was promoted to sergeant and actually moved back to the UK. While I was there, I was lucky enough, I went back to Bosnia again before I was posted to Northern Ireland. A couple of years after that, I was posted again on promotion to Staff Sergeant, and while I was there, I deployed to Iraq as part of the Second Gulf War. Came back and picked up promotion to Warrant Officer, and that's where I really left my trade behind. I left the Army in 2007, and I was able to get myself qualified through the armed forces before leaving. And again, I picked up a job in the rail industry as a health and safety specialist. I spent a number of years with my first employer as a rail contractor. I then moved to another frontline contractor and expanded my knowledge of the rail industry, and then joined the consultancy CH2M as the head of rail safety. And then through my experience, I was asked to take on a role on Lower Thames Crossing, which I'm still doing now and enjoying very much.
So the different projects that I've worked on from back in 82 when I started my career is many and numerous, I suppose. Moving from Peerless Pumps to British Aerospace, worked on the Harrier jump jet for 4 or 5 years there. Moved from there to an organisation that was a tier 1 supplier. We worked for Airbus, BAE Systems, regional aircraft. We worked for Westlands helicopters and Rolls-Royce engines and so on. From there, I moved into an organisation known as BAE Systems, regional aircraft. Developed from a role as chief inspector there into quality manager, which is a kind of step change. In old money, it's going from a blue collar environment to a white collar environment. I started as the assistant quality manager for LTC back in 2017. I have actually ended up being the head of quality for Lower Thames Crossing, and I've had that role for 3 years now.
I think the younger generation should consider an apprenticeship. Not everyone wants to go to university, and an apprenticeship gives you the opportunity to learn whilst you're doing the job.
You are immediately plunged into an already existing, thriving, hopefully profitable organisation.
We need the younger generation to come through. We need people to learn the trades, to be able to continue to deliver the fantastic engineering projects that we're doing now.
The people that you learn from and work with are a huge mine of information and experience and knowledge, and often can be an inspiration for where you might want to go next.
It sets a baseline for your career. A lot of the apprenticeships I know have gone on to have fantastic careers. You'd be amazed at where an apprenticeship can lead your career in the long term.
There's loads of great reasons why an apprenticeship is attractive. I'd heartily recommend it as a career path.
An apprenticeship can help strengthen an industry and future-proof it, because we're providing the next generation of engineers.
You know, investing in training and apprenticeships is huge. There isn't a worry about the skills leaving an organisation, because the skills are in society.
So we're always looking for new ideas and new ways of doing things. And I think the apprenticeship scheme is a great way that we'll be able to deliver that aspiration within our industry.
They want you to be successful, and you should grasp that with both hands and know that when you're successful, you'll have a career out of it at the end.
There are many apprenticeships available across a broad range of subjects. and we employ numerous different roles on Lower Thames Crossing. So the focus is not just on engineering and apprentices, but those support roles as well. Without those support roles, we wouldn't be able to deliver the engineering projects that we've got. So I would say, don't just think it's all about engineering. Explore the wider opportunities that Lower Thames Crossing has got to offer.